Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Now then, let's just get started and set up and whatnot. Need to apply the makeup, excuse me, but need to apply the thing. Oh dear, I'm going to stop. Now then, Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima. Let's talk about this very, very amazing game, shall we? Let's talk about everything from gameplay to graphics to all sorts and all sorts. I hope you enjoyed my my playthrough of blind playthrough, because when I say blind playthrough, I mean that I've seen multiple videos of it, I've seen multiple streams of it, but I haven't played it myself, so I'm giving you my take on the whole thing. I'm also giving you a nice little role play take as well. So I hope you enjoyed the role play thing that I told you way back in the day. So yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I played. 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks. Been playing non-stop. Been playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I would like to tell you that. Let's start with the graphics. This game, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of like the masterpiece. This is what happens if we had Tenchu way back in the day, in the PlayStation 1 days. We had Tenchu, but released in 2022. The graphics of this game is so lifelike, so real-like. I'd imagine playing on a PS5, the game would be slightly better and everything like that, with all the mods and everything. But thinking about it right now, this game is about to re-release on the PC. Or if you're watching this in the future, it's already out on the PC. You played it, and you played it on a 4090, and the game is just amazing, real life like it's like you're in feudal Japan right now. Now, a few things I'm going to tell you is that the gameplay and the graphics is so top notch. Like, if you go to graveyards and start bowing, and if you go pull out your flute and change the weather will change, and it'll just make a whole new dynamic scene and all that. Good use to if you're a ninja as well, or a samurai. The controls of the game, are so easy to use and everything like that. Like, if you was to play this blind, like I did right now, and play it blind and have no idea of the controls, then you realize that as soon as you get the better upgrades and everything like that, you get much better control experience. It's all easy to remember. Press R2 to do pretty much everything. Action button. R2 is your action button. Your sword slicing is like a combo kind of feature, and many other things happen during the game, like jumping onto platforms, and wall climbing is pretty much controlled by your L stick. No such thing as pressing any buttons. If you press any buttons, you'll either fall down or even die. But you have to be really fast and noticeable and everything like that. You have to look around and see what's see what's your surroundings first. This game is more of like a look around and see what you've got, and go further ahead. But if you don't look around, if you don't wiggle around your L stick, you wiggle your L stick right now. That's what I do when I think about my ex-wife. Wiggle the W stick. What? Oh, sorry about that. I just went into a little side trance. I wish you could watch the whole playthrough, but no love for the clown. You know. I wish you people can direct her to this playthrough right here, but no love for the clown. Anywho's, going off topic. The game's graphics are pretty much lifelike, and it's like you're actually in feudal Japan. You're going around, wandering about. You discover shrines. You should discover like foxes, which lead you to Inari shrines and all that, where you have to pay your respects, and you doing so will increase your ability to use your resolve, and resolve is pretty much like your special meter. At the start of the game, you're pretty much basic. You're a basic ninja. You know, like you basically don't have anything to your name. After the fight with Khotan Khan, and you basically have to start from plan one. You know, like from A to Z, from A. When you do that, you basically get the basics. You know, like you can't fight. You need to literally get your sword and everything like that. You meet characters. Each character that you meet has a unique kind of like a side mission start or something like that. And I kind of noticed that when you played the side missions at first, I was hoping that if you screwed up and you fail a mission, they will break up with you, like I broke up with Judy in Cyberpunk, Sag. The other thing is that this game pretty much wants you to go to the places before you explore. If you go before you explore, like if you go without doing the mission or like that, you'll just basically get a locked in environment or many enemies. You know, like many enemies. The enemies in the game are Mongolian warriors, and a guy called Khotan Khan. He's basically like the something of Genghis Khan, or Genghis Khan, or however you say his name. Yeah, he's basically taken over a Japanese island called TSUSHIMA. To his shock, that island is full of samurais and bandits and ronins and whatnots, and you know, like those are the bad guys in the game. We don't like them. We want them out. So in certain places in the map, those are taken over certain territories. Now, taking over them territories yourself would require you to do a lot of sword fighting and combat. Now, I highly recommend you upgrade yourself before you do that, because if you don't upgrade yourself, you can't do the whole thing. You know, like when I played this the first time, I just went in and fought everybody and assumed that I was a good guy, but I ended up having to upgrade him and all that. And yeah, so the map is pretty much locked to like a non-explore kind of thing. You can't just, you know, like do the intro of the game and then just skip the whole entire game and wander about. You have to do certain amount of missions to get to the certain amount of places. If you don't do those places, then you're out of it. Then you're pretty much lost in the game and you don't know what to do. Accessibility wise, this game is amazing when it comes to accessibility. Like, obviously, if Japanese is not your thing, you can obviously change it to English and everything like that. If you want to make the game more unique, you can have it so it's in black and white. And way back in the day in the cinemas, there was a like kind of unique kind of view to samurai movies, and that name was called Kurosawa mode, which basically translates to black and white mode. And you can play the entire game in Kurosawa mode, which is basically black and white. But I tried just one little bit of the game off stream, and it hurt my eyes really much, so I had to change it back to colour. There's obviously, you can play the game again, but in full colour with Japanese. But I didn't see any English subtitles or anything like that. I was just blind or whatnots. But accessibility wise, this game is pretty much amazing too. Like, anyone can play this game, whether you're a non-English person or or an English person. This game is pretty much accessibility friendly. Combat is also accessibility friendly. I'm wishing that they had like a mode where you could wander about and you don't have to be in combat. As for the gear in the game, like, you pretty much start out with the basic samurai suit with no armor. Then you have to go up in missions. But exploration is key when it comes to this kind of game. Like, you can't just go to a certain place in the map and get the weapon or the sword or the armor. You have to do a certain amount of tasks to get there. Like, for example, at one point in my playthrough, I was wondering why couldn't I jump to that certain direction, and then I looked really closely, and I saw that basically you needed a grappling gun, so I needed to progress in the story more, and I hated myself for that because I didn't want to do that, but I had to do it, and I got the grappling gun, and I basically got to the shrine and got me my my reward, my perk. There's many perks in the game that allow you to be more OP. Be careful choosing those, because if you choose the wrong ones, then you're just going to be the worst samurai in feudal Japan, like at that time. But if you choose the right ones, and if you choose the right armor as well, the right costume, then you're pretty much OP. You're pretty much OP. Like, for me, I've got my ghost armor, and I've made it so that if I get hit, I just walk it off and fight and all that. My strength is enhanced and whatnot. So obviously costumes can be changed in the game. Each costume has a certain amount of perks, and so be wary of that. And there are many costumes for you to go and collect, which require you visiting shrines and visiting all sorts of things and doing duels with certain people in the game and all sorts. There's certain ghost weapons that you can have to, unlock. Now, Ghost of Tsushima, the story, is pretty much a ride of, you lost everything at the first, and basically, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? Give me strength to fix this. Like, you plea to your god, and in the game, and you're wanting to get back to your original place and get rid of the bad guys. The story is a mixed match of happy, sad, angry, and pretty much what the fuck, and many other emotions. Like in one certain amount of stories, when you return to your father's home for the first time to go get your ghost armor, to get your Sakai clan armor, you meet a woman, and basically she's like the longest, like the serving woman over there that's pretty much been there since your childhood and remembers all the old school stuff and everything like that. You have to do a task for her, and then she ultimately gives you the poison dart. Um, the sad part about that is that she's pretty much old and frail, and she's disturbed as well, and she wants to rest peacefully, if you ask me. Um, there are certain amounts of storyline pieces in the storyline that will make you literally upset and probably relate as well. Like some bits and bats when it concerned Lord Sakai's mother, I could relate because like I was in that situation, and I loved my mom when she was alive, and like I cherished everything that I had. And then she passed away, and I was like a destroyed man. Anyways, the story also tells you about your father, how good you was with your father, how good and everything. Then it comes to your uncle, Lord Shimura, Lord Shrimp, Shrimp Lord. He ends up being the good guy at first, and it's very, very mixed match of emotions when it comes to playing the story. Like Lord Shimura is the guy you have to rescue, and like he's pretty much like your uncle, and you have to be like the loving guy, like the loving nephew, and many other things happen, and story stuff, and oof. The story, in summary, is a 10 out of 10 kind of story. Now, when you're playing this game, prepare yourself, because you might need some tissue. Um, no, not for Yuna, but for Lord Sakai, you need to have a lot of emotions, like a lot of tears, and what's not. There's certain characters in the game where I assumed that they're going to have a love affair or something like that, but clearly love does not exist in the feudal Japan, so we could not see any booba moments, Like, the other thing is that story-wise, you unlock many things. Like, you have to do the story to unlock many things, like exploration. And then once you do these things, then you're free to roam. So, in conclusion, the story is pretty much a mixed bag of nuts. You've got some happy nuts, you've got some sad nuts, you've got some angry nuts, and then you've got some crazy nuts, and then you've got some exploration nuts and whatnots, which require you to have a lot of time and space and many other patience and everything like that. Yeah, the story is amazing. I hope Ghost of Tsushima 2 or whatever releases next has a lot of clues and things like that, tells you what happens next. If you ask me, I think in the next Ghost of Tsushima, or the next game that they're gonna make, you might see an older Sakai, and older characters. You might see a new engine of the game itself. You might see possibilities that your involvement with the Shogun as well. So you might see possibility of like the first game kind of hints and tips and everything like that, like story wise, like which ending was like the real ending. You know, which ending was the real? If you killed him, was that the real one, or did you spare him? If you spared him, I'm thinking. You see, I'm thinking at the end of the story where you had to kill or spare Lord Shimmerer. I think the spare is pretty much the canon kind of ending. Like, when the next game comes out, he's going to be alive, or something like that. Or I hope, like, Sucker Punch Productions, like, gathers, like, some data, and they basically tell us that the result was this. So, in the next game, whatever your choice was will be saved. Will be saved, and will be automatically done. So. Let's say, for example, I chose to kill him, and I killed him. In the next game, when I load up the next game, it'll say, "Oh, you killed Lord Shimmerer, so therefore you're gonna get this storyline instead." So. Maybe a good idea, maybe a bad idea, but whatever. Like, I'm kind of hoping that the next game has more fun to it. Like, when it came to gear and weaponry and things like that, I was hoping that there was a special mechanic for when with all these things. Like, for example, if you unlocked a headband and it said Headband of Death, then you pretty much get like certain special abilities with that headband. If you put on the Headband of Peace, then you'd be able to wander about Tsushima, and you're in peace mode. Like, no Mongol can hurt you. Like, I was hoping that kind of feature would happen in the game, but unfortunately, nah. Like, never happened. So, yeah, never happened. So basically, all those headbands that you collected are pretty much of a waste of a kind of thing. Like, it was pretty much like drip, drip as in drippy, pretty much all drip like, but no special abilities. The only special abilities are with your armor that you had. Doesn't require anything else, but I was hoping that the headbands did more. Like, but anywho's, that was the gear and customization and everything like that. And yeah, the swords. I was hoping that in this game, like, the sword will play a vital role, in which it did. Like, I had no idea a samurai has different stances. Like, to kill a certain amount of certain samurai, certain Mongol, you're required to switch to the moon stance. To kill another Mongol that has another special weaponry, you have to switch to the stances. I think Ghost of Tsushima, when it came to fighting in the game, they pulled it off, like, so accurately. It's like they actually hired a samurai to play the game and motion cap and teach them the ways of samurai. And pretty much, yeah. I think it was the fighting in the game could be a little bit better, if you ask me. Like, I wish we could utilize all the buttons to like be a more powerful and more OP samurai, but just hitting square a bunch of times and hitting triangle a bunch of times in all different stances didn't really appeal to me. Like, I was kind of like hoping for a combo list or something like that. Like something where, like if you press square, triangle, and then do the raft dance, and it will give you like a combo kind of meter, and which made you a little bit more angrier. I was kind of hoping like that. but it's no fighting compared to God of War. Like, the fighting in that game is a whole mixed bag of nuts. I'm not really interested in the God of War series. Not my jam. But the game, when it came to fighting and poking a lot of people with the sword, had amazing kind of like fight mechanics, to which I hope they brought more. Exploration, you could go anywhere in the world. I was hoping that if you jumped in water you'd die, but clearly you could swim. So I'm hoping in the next game swimming will be a thing, obviously. To discover more shrines underwater. Like, like exploration again, going into places where of high, like, I was hoping that during the missions you get like a jumpsuit or something like that. But clearly it didn't exist in the feudal Japan, only the grappling hook. I was hoping for because certain shrines, certain places that you go in the game do require you to climb down, but I was really, really wishing that the game added like a flight suit or something like that, something to fly down. Like parachute down or something like that, but never did. So you had to go manually down the mountain or down the shrine, to which it really annoyed me. The other thing about Ghost of Tsushima is that story arc. Like, there were certain moments where you had to make a choice, and each choice went different in the game. I was hoping it had like a memory kind of choice system, where if you failed a mission, you didn't get this certain part. If you passed a mission, you didn't get this certain part. You get what I mean? Just like Cyberpunk's story and side mission playthrough. If you missed that, go back into my videos. You'll see all the videos that I've made from Cyberpunk. I've got one more mission to do for the Cyberpunk, but that'll be for the PS5 when I do eventually get one. I was going to save Ghost of Tsushima for the PS5, but then I thought, nah, it's more of a PS4 kind of game, and I was predicting that when I moved on to PS5, there'll be certain bugs and all that, so I'm just going to wait for the second one to come out to be on PS5 only. So I played it on the PS4, and yeah. But yeah, I was hoping that the AI in the game had like a memory kind of system where if you failed a mission or if you did something wrong or if you chose to do this instead of that, then they would remember and they'd be like, and it will change the way the whole game. The game also, during the game, you are pretty much 90% samurai until one certain piece of game you act like a shinobi, you act like a ninja, and that little part of the game really upsetted me and everything like that, because the way the characters acted, like I don't like this, I don't want this, honor kind of crap and all that. I wanted this and I wanted that. I didn't like that. I was hoping that they would remember that and they could move on. They could adapt it, make them better characters, So, for example, if I snuck into Lord Shimura's camp and I acted like a shinobi more than a samurai, then the characters there would remember that I acted more like a shinobi than a samurai. So therefore, when you go to them later in the game, they said, "Oh, the way you got rid of this guy, the way you got rid of this guy was really amazing. Teach me. And then that's where, like they automatically learn the skills, be more stealthy. But if you did it samurai style, then it would be, like that kind of thing. I was kind of hoping for that kind of feature in the game, but it never really happened. So I was hoping Ghost of Tsushima 2 will have that kind of play style. The other thing is that, weirdly, when you're exploring, when you play the game, you are kind of locked to missions, like first. But when you do progress, the whole map opens, you know. So I kind of wandered about during the non-mission hours, I call them, and did all the things before. So I was kind of hoping that in the story, when I did those before things, that the character remembers that, like funny cutscenes, like I was hoping for that kind of thing to happen, where, let's just say, I took over a few Mongolian territories, and I was hoping for Yuna or Sensei Ishikawa or Norio or any other characters, hoping to say, wait a minute, why is it all empty then? And then, like, I was hoping that, oh yeah, by the way, I came here earlier on. I was hoping that kind of thing happened, but like, clearly not. But I hope Sucker Punch can get ideas from this review. Lastly, the whole game is just a mixed bag of nuts. Go get the game. If you want, if you love samurais, if you love that kind of stuff, then Ghost of Tsushima is pretty much like the perfected version of Tenchu. Don't play Neo 2. Don't play, like all the other ninja games out there. Play this for an authentic experience. And if you want to play something supernatural, then go for Neo 2 or go for the other ninja games that are out and about. But this game is pretty much top notch. And I give it a 9 out of 10. They could have improved. They could have learned a thing or two from Cyberpunk. They could have borrowed a few mechanics from that kind of game. But if you ask me, this whole game is a 9 out of 10. Like, plus, side missions. There was a lot of side missions you had to do. And weirdly, when I was playing the side missions, I hoped that if I did not play the side missions first thing, the characters will not get along with you during, like your hunt to go find Khotun Khan. But I played all the side missions, I played all the main missions, and I was like, they should have had like a memory where if you didn't, or a feature where if you didn't play the side missions at the first place, and only later in the game, then things will progress. But there were certain spots in the game where it had an optional kind of feature where you go talk to your allies. If you didn't do those, then your allies will be clueless and everything like that. But I did. I went to all the allies and did all the things. But yeah, I give this game a 9 out of 10. I'm hoping for a Ghost of Tsushima 2 to be more improved ninja game. I'm hoping that they can learn from Cyberpunk 2077, minus the bugging, minus that. I know you're probably thinking the bugs, Monty, the bugs. But I think, if you ask me, that this game, the next game, would need a lot of research and improvement, fighting, exploration, and many other things. I'm hoping right now, as we speak, that the game is being worked on, or planned, or even written, or something like that. It's probably written on someone's piece of paper right now, and You know, like, they're going, but then they're distracted by seeing Yuna in a, never mind. But the fan base in the game, you, me, everybody in the Twitch world, YouTube, multiverse, everyone saw this game and they was like thinking, wow. They played it and they were like, wow. So if you go to other people that have already played this, you'll probably get the same answer from them in regards to how they can improve. But obviously some sort of fan base was going on right here. Many female streamers that I know, many male streamers really love this game. And they want to play it again. But yeah, I especially my ex-wife. My ex-wife, when she first saw this game, right, she literally was like in awe. She was in orgasm. And when she saw the first playthroughs and whatnots, secretly she was off camera and she was just in more orgasms and whatnots. And yeah, she ended up playing the game, dying by chocolate, and I have no idea if she's completed it. But that's my ex-wife for you, chat. We don't talk about the ex-wife because reasons. But the only thing I want you guys to do is to go show her your support and be like, Sorcerer Monty sent me here, and I like to watch your channel. You might probably get a ban or a whatnots, because she hates me, basically. I did a little cafefe and whatnots, and let's just say the cafefe and the kerfuffles and the cafefes didn't really go well. So yeah, tried to slide in basically, but she was smart. Anywho's, totally off topic. Go play Ghost of Tsushima. Go play it right now. And if you're playing this on the PC, tell me what you think. If you're playing Ghost of Tsushima 2, then tell me what you think. Was I right? Was I wrong? And yeah, thanks for watching my playthrough, and thanks for like watching it, liking it, subscribing to it. And would I play this game again later on in the years ahead? Maybe, maybe not. You know, I'd probably play this. But yeah. Now on to Icky Island, or Kikiri Island, if I like to call it. So the DLC playthrough will happen soon, TM. Not yet. I just need to do a little life stuff first. Then I'll do the Icky Island playthrough. The DLC playthrough will continue through the blind playthrough. So the parts will continue, and yeah, that's all I got to say right now. And I hope you enjoyed this review of Cyberpunk, the Ghost of Tsushima. The TS, you don't say, you say Tsushima, like you're shushing someone. The T is silent. I'm not Japanese, but I wish I was Japanese. In fact, I wish I had a Japanese apartment or somewhere in Japan to live, and I could experience all this cool stuff, like go through museums and whatnots and meet real Japanese people, and you know, like if only my wife was, well, my ex-wife was here. But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a nice little playthrough of playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat review. In summary, I give this game a 9 out of 10. Sucker Punch Productions I hope you can learn from people's words and letters and pictures and video content. But Ghost of Tsushima is pretty much like a alpha ninja game. The reason I say that is because when I'm playing this game, I want to utilize the mechanics more. That's what I want to do. I want to utilize the mechanics more. So here's hoping for Ghost of Tsushima 2, or the PC version, maybe, to have those features. So, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima 2 will have those features. Ghost of Tsushima 2 will be a beta. And then, later down the line, the game will be a proper full-on mixed up bag of juicy games and whatnots. So I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I'm currently distracted by my ex-wife's photos and whatnots, so sorry about that. She's a hot samurai and she needs a little poking, if you know what I mean. But unfortunately, the poking, she's too good for me. She's like she's a mixed bag of nuts, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching my review, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next playthrough. Most likely, I'll probably take a break for a while, then play on Iki or Kikiri Island playthrough and see what's that all about. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I'm going to be very busy for the next few days, maybe weeks and months and all that. Got to do some IRL stuff, but I'll let you know with IRL streams. You know, catch me doing random stuff. Now on to being a no streamer. This has been Mr. Monty talking about Ghost of Tsushima. I hope you enjoyed this review video stream thing. Yeah, take care of yourselves, and see you in the next video. And also, don't let Mr. Pokey Pokey or my ex-wife Kerfuffle get to you, because that's my own personal issue. The only reason why I mentioned her is because just to let you guys know, just tell her, you know, like, it's in case that she picks up the phone. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao. Konnichiwa.